Monday. Happy Wet Monday. It's Monday. It seems like it rains every Monday. But listen, it's not hitting the roof today. Thank goodness, because when the Claytons were here, it was so super noisy. Now, see that? I'm still all congested and all glommed up, but we're going to get through the day. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. And got so many prayer requests, y'all. So many prayer requests. So many people are hurting. So many people are dealing with health issues. So many people have lost loved ones. This is just a crazy time in our world. And we have to say lots and lots of prayers for the folks in Kentucky and in Missouri who now, I think the total loss of lives is over 29 people now. The tornadoes that hit there, you know, when we had tornadoes here on Palm Sunday, we got hit hard 3 times. It hit at different times during the day. But these folks, they said it just came in on top of them so fast that a cold storm hit a hot storm coming out of the Gulf, and it went absolutely crazy. So we're going to share some photos of that. If today everything you have is intact, then thank the good Lord, because we are so blessed. This could have dropped down from Kentucky, and Tennessee and Georgia could have gotten it just as easily as Missouri and Kentucky got it. We have a dear, he's my grandson, sort of grandson-in-law, kind of, sort of. Anyway, he's my buddy up in Kentucky, and he had to drive home 6 miles from his job to his home. 6 miles took 1 hour because of the trees down, the power lines down, the debris in the road. And you talk about blessed when you go through something like that and you get home and your home is intact. Took an hour to get there, to go 6 miles, but his home was intact. And you know what? You feel safe if you're in a brick home or if you're in a really well-built home, you feel safe. But when you look in Missouri and you see the photos, you can see that big brick buildings were completely demolished. So I don't know what makes this safe. Maybe it's time for everybody to build a storm pit again. If you don't have a little shelter for tornado activity, maybe you should get one. But they said that this storm came up so fast that people really couldn't have prepared, that they just, it was here. And you watch the weather, and so, you know, the good thing about a hurricane is you have 2 days warning, and you know exactly how to prepare for it, unless it hits like it did in North Carolina, and there's no preparing for that. So I don't know what we need to do, but I know that the weather has been very strange lately. And when you see these photos, guys, have we got the photos we can pull up? Because this is, and this, happy anniversary to Tracy and Rodney. They've been together a long time, 28 years, I think. So happy anniversary. And Tracy, you know that she had a kidney transplant. She is dealing with some kidney issues right now. So please pray for her. There's so many people that need our prayers. And please pray for her. He is her caretaker, and he takes really good care of her. He's just, they are the perfect duo. You know, it is what it is. They were meant to be. Now this, looking through Missouri and Kentucky, this was so hard, so fast, so many lives lost. And the governor said yesterday he expects the number to grow because they are still digging through debris. And one church was hit really hard. It's just, and they said a lot of people had run to the church for shelter, and that ended up not being a very safe place. So it's just crazy. But when you look at that, you know, in just 90 seconds on the ground, they did that. Now this is Salute Truckers Week, because everybody whines about trucks on the road, and everybody complains about trucks in traffic, and everybody gives truckers a hard time. If you go to your kitchen and open a cabinet, everything in there got there because a trucker brought it to you. If you walk in your bathroom and you look and you have a bottle of shampoo, a trucker brought it to you. Without trucks, America stops. So let's give a little respect to these truckers. There's nothing any harder than driving a tractor trailer. They put in lots of hours. They're often not home on the holidays. So we're going to salute all truckers. And that's the trucker extraordinaire. That's my late husband. And Nick grew up in a sleeper of a truck. So Now this is one of the tornadoes that hit Missouri, and it came in so hard and so fast, and they just said people did not have time to get ready. They did not have time to prepare. But some of the footage that I caught off of YouTube was people literally hanging out their windows videoing the storm as it is just destroying the house across the street from them. So it was real, it was fast, it was hard, and it was one of those things that if you don't have a basement, how do you prepare? Now everybody say a prayer for sweet, sweet, sweet Abby Collins. She has made it through week 5 finished. This kid has gone through so much for so many years. We love her family, and so please, please, please pray for her. Pray that they continue to get good news, good news. Let's get some good news going on. And there's a heart, and boy does she have a heart. Such a precious, precious young lady, so pray for her. Now look at this, guys. This is like you just took something and wrapped up metal, and look at all the wiring, you know. And if you've ever tried to cut electrical wire, it's tough, it's strong, it's nothing compared to a tornado. And so when we look at this, this is how Friday night went for Kentucky and for Missouri, and for some weird reason it skipped over the edge of Tennessee. That is as dawn was breaking. And what if you woke up to that? How blessed we are that that storm did not hit us, because these mountains, seems like when it hits the mountains it skips around and it dips down into valleys and it just does crazy things. I know when it hit Pickens County, it's like Jerusalem's been hit so many times, and this is what they woke up to on Saturday morning. And Brian just said when he was going home it was like demolition derby, and I said, you know what's so dangerous, as you're driving home more trees could fall, because once the ground is so unstable and there's so much water coming in so fast, you have to really be careful, because those unstable trees will fall for days. And that is just a little bit of what folks woke up to on Saturday morning. And you just think about, yeah, there sits somebody's car, and then 50 other people's cars are completely gone. Now today we're going to share some Heart of the Homes. That is the first scene that you saw for Heart of the Home. And that was after the 1838 home at Hill City was remodeled. And when we did that, I had Herman Cochran build that little island. Herman Cochran did all the cabinets. Herman Cochran did the cabinets everywhere I ever lived, because Herman Cochran is the greatest cabinet maker. I love that man. He is so talented, and I just said, okay, Herman, this is what I want. And he did exactly what I wanted. But when you see the picture before, you will notice that he had a lot of work to do, and Tommy Boswell created this magical country kitchen for us, and that's where Heart of the Home started. So now look at this, guys. There are roofs and metal buildings still standing, and then there are brick buildings that are completely gone. There was no mercy for this storm, and they showed one surviving family that all that was left was the little bit of encasement around their bathtub, and those 3 people were laying down across the bathtub. The dad was shot out in the air 60 feet, and he survived. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but this is something. Now this is what Tommy Boswell started with, and this is what Herman Cochran designed the kitchen about. And the old metal sink standing over in the corner was made in 1951, the same year I was made. And the house had so many termites in it, I couldn't stand at the kitchen. You can see the 2 prints in the floor where I would try to stand there to keep from falling through the floor because the termites had gotten so bad. But that was a complete remodel from the ground up, and took a lot of work, a lot of energy, a whole lot of money, but it was worth it. And it was one of those things, you have a dream, you create it, you live it, and that's what that was. That kitchen was a dream. And you're going to get to see it today, because we're going to go way back. Do you know we've been doing this for 20 years? 20 years, and it seems like yesterday. It absolutely seems like yesterday. And when I look at all the programs that so many people have passed on, I was watching so many programs that Mama Lucy did with me, she's gone. So many programs that Jimmy and Rita Pearson did with me, Jimmy's gone. So many programs that Angela did with me, she's gone. I have survived the loss of a child. I have survived almost losing my arm to cancer. I have survived a major surgery that I thought would take me down. I never dreamed I'd come home from that surgery. God has a plan for all of us, and we don't know what it is. But you know, the people who survived this tornado this week, I bet they'll look at life a little differently. I bet they'll think, God really does have a plan for me. And if you don't understand His plan, maybe you need to do a little research. He knows the moment, the time, and the hour. We don't. So it's a surprise. And when I wake up on Monday morning and it's pouring down rain, y'all, I don't like to drive in the rain, but I just jump in the car and I trust that He'll get me here safely. Now today, I drove a little bit slower than normal, and it took me 15 minutes longer than it normally does to get from ball ground. But I was watching people, and I'm just, and I'm thinking, I'm in a big old car, and I'm over here in the slow lane, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and these little bitty cars are zipping around me. And I said, okay, do they trust the Lord more than I do? Because I'm staying over here trying to take care of myself. You have to give Him a little help sometimes, and you have to make good decisions. Don't make bad decisions. Life is often about the decisions we make. And when I look back, I think the best decision I ever made was when Lori Tipton walked in and said, I want to talk to you about doing a little segment on ETC. And I said, I don't have time for that. I'm so glad I took the time. I'm so glad that you've been a part of the last 20 years. And so today we're going to recap. We're going to look at some of those 20 years. We're going to show you one of those Heart of the Homes now, and then we're going to do a little bit of music by Mr. Ellijay, and then we're going to dig out some really old Heart of the Homes. And we're going to share some of those simple, southern, scrumptious recipes. Hardest thing I ever did about doing Heart of the Home was people would ask for recipes, and I'd say, oh my gosh, I don't know how much I put into this, I don't know how much, because I just made it up as I went, because I love testing stuff. And one of the things that I really, really loved was high-test chicken. Now, I like jalapenos. I like jalapenos on my pizza. I don't like them a ton of them, but I like just that little bit of kick. And so when I did a high-test chicken, Nick said, did you know it was going to be that spicy? I said, no, I toned it down the next time. You live and learn with recipes, because recipes are only a beginning. For you grannies, you mamas, you great aunts, if you have recipes that you've done tried and true, write them down and share them with your daughter, share them with your daughter-in-law, share them with your grandkids, because one day we're going to be gone and they're going to be saying, now how did Mama make those chicken and dumplings? Well, we're going to show you all of that today. So you're going to get to see some of the simple recipes. You're going to get to hear some of Dwight's music, and we're going to just spend this Monday morning together listening to, I'm listening, a little bit of rain falling on the roof. So stay safe today. Stay with us. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Tonight on Heart of the Home, I'm so honored. I want my guest to introduce himself to you.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Major Tony Gayton, United States Army.
Tony lives in Tate, Georgia, and Tony and I spent last Easter together, but it was an email, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Email, you were in Baghdad.
That's
you
correct.
attended a sunrise service in Baghdad while we were here attending church. You're home, you're safe, I'm so grateful. Communicating with you was wonderful because I knew when the guys were coming home. We were placing yellow ribbons for your group of fellas that came home. When did 48th Brigade?
48th Brigade, yes.
48th Brigade safely came home. I was so pleased. I was so pleased with the neighborhood. Everybody turned out and everybody supported you. And it was such a pleasure to know that we knew, when you were coming, when the guys were going to be there. It was easy to coordinate because we could email. Across the world, we could email. So it was wonderful.
It was one of the most special days of my life, I guarantee you. I'll never
And
forget
it was for Jasper. It was for Jasper.
Thank you.
He's here for Easter, and we're going to share a recipe that my adopted mama, Lucy Van Doren, created. It's called Nana's Nest. The ingredients for this recipe are a flour tortilla shell, and I must tell you, you can't use the fat-free. You need the fat. So, and then with that, we'll fry that, then cinnamon, sugar, ice cream. We're going to decorate it with coconut that we're going to dye green that will look like grass. Okay. That'll be your job. The topping ingredients are fresh pineapple, kiwi, strawberries. And do I get to be the general in this episode? Can I be your boss?
You're in charge.
Oh, I'm in charge. I'm never in charge. Well. Oh, good, good. We're starting with a tortilla shell. We're going to fold it in half. The pattern is a star because when this comes out, it actually looks like a jagged edge that an egg would come out of when an egg is hatched.
All right.
And you're going to cut this for me. Boy, you mind good. I like men who take orders. I bet your wife likes that too. Got it? There you
I'm gonna cut
go.
the pattern.
There you go. There you go. Just hold it down until it cooks.
And how do I know when it's done? Just
Takes about probably 30 to 45 seconds.
okay.
So now we're going to take it out with this appliance. There you go, so you can drain the grease. Cool. That's pretty good. I think you're hired. Sit it down there.
Right.
Now, we've taken our hot nest and we are going to cover it in cinnamon and sugar.
That was quick, huh?
You did a good job. You did a good job. Now, we're going to make grass. We're going to make coconut grass. Now, I want you to put me about 3 drops of green food coloring in there. And we're going to start with about 3 drops. Okay, our grass is done. We're going to put a little bit of grass around the nest, and then we'll put a little bit on top of it. But we are going to start with a scoop of peach ice cream. Now, your job is to garnish this, and I want you to just be creative. I'm not going to fuss. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you do. You just do what you think you would like. Pineapple, kiwi, strawberries. Tony, we're almost finished. What does a nest need?
Well, you got bird eggs, but no birds. So
I see a bird. A peep. Wow.
All right.
There you go. There you go. Guys, this has been, honestly, my favorite Heart of the Home, my best guest. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you do for a living. Thank you so much for everything you do for our country. Y'all keep in touch. Email your soldiers. Remember, they're over there fighting for us. Keep in touch with them. Thank you again.
Thanks.
Love you.
Looking down from a hilltop at the lights of my hometown. This place is all so different now, and they've torn the red light down. That old wooden bridge I fished from is replaced with man-made stone. The swimming pool and our old school, like you, they both are gone. I've been thinking about the summer of 1969. Long ago and far away, when I thought you were mine. For better or worse, thick or thin, so much has changed since then. My crazy heart spins round and round when I dream of way back when. When the rock and roll would play in that old silver Chevrolet, and AM rock was all we knew back then. Big green eyes and short Levi's, I remember you. But it's all over now, baby blue. the track that took my dad to war in 1943 still stretches by the depot like so many years before. But like you, the train's on a different track. It don't come here no more. And the rock and roll would play in that old silver Chevrolet. And AM rock was all we knew back then. Big green eyes and short Levi's, I remember you. But it's all over now, baby blue. Red wall tires, Western flyers, and 8-track Suzy Q. It's all over now, baby blue.
Hey, it's Valentine's Day. Evelyn, what are we going to do for Valentine's Day?
Eat that cake.
Eat that cake. We're going to eat this cake. We want to ask you to come and join us at Malone's Pond. Stop by the model home because their heart is in ball ground. Their home should be too. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, I know it's not Valentine's Day, but I had to show you that cake because I walked in Ingles yesterday and they had the prettiest strawberries on sale. So I got a container of strawberries, and once again, I'm going to make one of those cakes. It is so super simple. And Mama Lucy kind of taught me this trick. She said, now you can make an angel food cake and you can spend all day dealing with it and worrying about the humidity and worrying, is it going to fall, da-da-da-da-da. Or you can walk in the grocery store, you can buy an angel food cake, and I slice mine 3 ways. So I end up with 3 layers. And the bottom layer, I put in a really pretty glass bowl, and I put Cool Whip on top of that. And then I take strawberries and I slice them, sprinkle a little bit of natural sugar on it, and then I put a little bit of Sprite on it so it gives them a little bit of liquid. And then I put those on the bottom layer. So that's what that cake was. And then you put the next layer on and you do Cool Whip, and then you do more strawberries. And then I use these jars of strawberry that you buy to make strawberry sundaes with, and I put a little bit of that on it. So you're giving it a layered effect. And then you put the top on it and you cover that in a heavy, like that much Cool Whip. And then put really pretty strawberries all around it. And then you take the rest of that strawberry stuff and you just drizzle it all over it. If you're doing a Memorial Day cookout, that is one of the easiest and best things to do. And all you have to do to give it the red, white, and blue effect is add a border of blueberries around each layer. So simple, so easy, and so good. And the strawberries, honestly, these are the prettiest strawberries I've bought in a grocery store in a long, long time. And Ingles had them on sale when you first walk in the door. So I had to grab some, and then I got to grab a cake, and that's what you can do. Or if you want to make your own layers, you can do that. And with this humidity, I don't know how they're going to work out, but it's up to you. Do you want to make it simple, or you want to make it scrumptious? You want to make it southern? Just make sure you make it now, because we are approaching Memorial Day, and you want to celebrate those who have lost their lives, those who protected our country. And Miss Lucy Harris is going to be speaking at the Memorial Day service event here Monday, May the 26th at the Gilmer Veterans Memorial Park. So please come out and be a part of that. It begins at 11 a.m. and goes until noon. So please come and honor those who gave it all. Now we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, more old Heart of the Homes celebrating 20 years. Where did the 20 years go? I don't know. 20 years, phew, gone. We'll be back in just a minute.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. And delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Free game to greater things. This is pre-retirement.
and see us anytime you can.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Welcome back to Heart of the Home in Pigeon Forge. We have had a great couple of days up here. Just got back from a really good gospel concert, and we're going to have a light bedtime snack. Remember, before I came, I baked some chicken in Jasper, brought it with us in a cooler, and we have now cut up some of our chicken breast. And because we don't have all the elements of home here, we hand cut it and it's chunky, so we're going to have a chunky chicken salad. And we have our chicken, our pecans, our craisins, and our celery. Going to add a little bit of pickle relish, and then we're going to put the mayonnaise in. A little bit of black pepper, salt to taste. Vicki Shackelford, my guest and my friend, has helped with chopping pecans. We're going to have celery, pecans, and wonderful ingredient craisins. Now, Vicki, will you toast some toast? And we're going to serve this on rolls, on crackers, and on toast, and have an easy bedtime snack while we sit around the fireplace and just chill, because remember, that's what vacations are for. We've added the celery to the chicken. Now we're going to add pecans. And I'm going to add a little bit of pickle relish. And our favorite part, we all agree on this one. 4 out of 4 women can't be wrong. The craisins really add a really good taste to this. That's about half a cup of craisins. And I'm going to stir that up and get ready to serve it. And remember, guys, we started this trip with a $100 budget for our food. We have actually done better than that. And then we're going to put the mayonnaise in. And if you've seen my shows and you know I use white lily, you'll also know I use blue plate. If you want to really be a good girl, you could use light mayonnaise, but We're not going to eat a lot of this. We're just going to have it with crackers as a bedtime snack and on a little roll, little toast. So healthy, good, and easy, easy, easy. As soon as I dish it up, we're going to all gather around the fireplace and we're going to chill. Chunky chicken salad. Simple. Serve it on crackers. Serve it on these little mini rolls that we absolutely adore. Serve it on toast. An easy bedtime snack. Folks, this has been a great weekend. Tune in again next week to Heart of the Home. We'll be back in Jasper at Harris Farm. We want you to come and see us often and enjoy the recipes. They're so simple and we've had so much fun. Girls, thank you so much. It's been a blast. It has been so much fun. Have a snack.
I drive an old pickup truck, and I don't believe in luck. Whatever they say, it comes from the devil. I just can't touch that stuff. I got dice on the mirror. I take a chance when I go to town. 7-Eleven and Snake Eyes will get you and put you in the ground. When they throw the dirt on me, won't be my goodness that sets me free. And if I stand before His face, won't be my doing, it'll be His grace. Only then will the rafters ring. Only then will my angels sing. When I'm in the bosom of Abraham. Now you might be alone tonight. I got friends all around. They're standing in the shadows with their arms outstretched, even though I've let them down. When they throw the dirt on me, won't be my goodness that sets me free. And if I stand before His face, won't be my doing, it'll be His grace. Only then will the rafters ring. Only then will my angels sing. When I'm in the bosom of Abraham. When I'm in the bosom of Abraham. The signs on the road, they led me here. A week of traveling that took 10 years. I can't see, I can hardly steer. I know it all could end at the drop of a tear. When they throw the dirt on me, won't be my goodness that sets me free. And if I stand before His face, won't be my doing, it'll be His grace. Only then will the rafters ring. Only then will my angels sing. When I'm in the bosom of in the bosom of Abraham.
Well, from you folks around these mountains, you know that that was the voice of Mr. Ellijay, but that was the writing of Mr. Marlon Brackett from right here in Ellijay, Georgia. So we look at the mountains, we look at super talent, we look at the mountains, we look at great cooking, we look at the mountains, and we look at great racing, because we know we've got Chase Elliott over in Dawson County, but in Pickens County, we've got Chandler Smith, who won his second race this weekend for the season, and he did it with that creative Dale Earnhardt driving. He saw an opportunity and he took it and he won the race, and congratulations to Chandler. You know, these mountains are full of good stuff. They used to be full of moonshine, and that's where NASCAR came from. So good job, Chandler, and congratulations on your win. Yay, that's what it's about. It's not how you start, it's how you end. He started last and he finished first, so congratulations. We're going to go back to some more of the old Heart of the Homes, and when I think about those old Heart of the Homes, every weekend we would usually do about 4. We'd shoot 4 at a time, and then Lori would edit it, get it ready. And often we traveled, so I don't know what the next one coming up is, but I remember we went to Butts Mill Farm one time. And at that, when we were filming, I sounded that day just like I do today. There's something in the environment that gets me to the point that I can't breathe, and it is so weird because whatever I've been around lately is like it's really getting to me, and I don't know if it's the pollen, I don't know what it is. But when I thought about those travels, when we went to Butts Mill, by the time we left there, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go see the doctor. I can't breathe. There's something in this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I know we've had enough moisture, enough rain that surely the pollen is nearly gone. And if it's not, I invite the rest of it to leave. Would y'all just please, let's go, let's go. So here we go back to a Heart of the Home. Don't know what you're going to see, but I can guarantee you take notes because these are super simple, super good, easy recipes. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Sherry Martin. Welcome back to Heart of the Home. I'm so tickled. My buddy Vicki Shackelford's back. You've been on crutches for what, a couple of months?
Oh, yes.
2 or 3 months, haven't you?
About 3
I've
months.
missed you. I've missed you so much. I've missed you so much. And you're perfect for tonight's recipe because you're a strawberry blonde and we're making a strawberry shortcake. This recipe was submitted by Mrs. Doreen Lee. And it's Hungry Jack flaky biscuits. And to that, we just drench them in butter and pecans and sugar and cinnamon, bake them, and then we're going to make a strawberry shortcake out of that. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Yes.
A little bit filling, a little bit fattening. You know what we're going to top it off with? Mayfield vanilla ice cream. What else?
Oh,
what
great.
else? A Georgia strawberry has to have Mayfield vanilla ice cream. Now this is easy to assemble, Vicki. We're going to slice the strawberries and coat them in sugar. And we're going to let them sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes. We love strawberry blonde hair, obviously. And we love these fresh strawberries. Now, we've coated them in sugar tonight, but we could have put Splenda on them. Or, you know, a secret I've learned, you could even use a Diet Sprite and just barely coat them and let them sit for about an hour in the fridge with the Diet Sprite on it, and it picks up a little bit of the flavor without the sugar.
I would have never dreamed
It's
you
a
could
good
do that.
idea. I'm learning Sprite may be my next best friend.
Wow.
Between brown sugar and Sprite, easy kitchen, easy kitchen. So, and we're going to break these in half, dip them in butter, and then roll them in brown sugar and cinnamon, or no, in white sugar and cinnamon. And then we're going to pat them down with just chopped pecans on top of it. I think that alone would be good without the strawberries. But we're going to do this. This is Doreen's recipe, and we're not going to stray. You know, sometimes I change recipes, but tonight I'm going to leave it like it is. I think this is going to be easy enough. And who doesn't keep Hungry Jack biscuits in their refrigerator?
Everyone.
Everybody does. And you know, they're only 90 calories a piece. Now that's before we dip them in the butter and we dip them in the sugar and cinnamon and we cover them with pecans. Does that mean the calorie content went up?
No.
I think it did. I think it did, guys. I think it did. But this sounds simple and good, and it's easy. This is quick and easy to do. I like quick and easy recipes. And you know, we could even use these with a little bit of icing on them for a breakfast one morning without the strawberries.
Right. Good for breakfast.
It's a good idea. Yeah. I'm glad Doreen submitted this.
Yes, thanks to Doreen.
Good idea. Now, Miss Vicki, we've got these little muffins ready, and because I know your foot's still hurting, I'll put them in the oven. We're going to cook them for about 6 or 7 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to assemble these and quickly have a great dessert.
Yum.
Yum. Now, Miss Vicki, we haven't worked together for a while, but I'm going to put one layer and then ice cream, and then I want you to cover it in strawberries.
Sure.
And then you give it back to me, and we're going to add another layer in strawberries, and this just is going to be so good. Okay. Cram me some strawberries on there.
Okay.
Whoa.
You want some more?
Good. Yeah.
How about that?
That looks great. Now we're going to put another layer on there, and then I want you to just cover it in a few more strawberries, and I'm going to put a little ice cream on the side.
Is that good?
Yeah, that looks great.
Oops.
There you go. That looks so good, and you know how I love Mayfield ice cream. You know how I love Mayfield ice cream. There you go.
It's the best.
Wow. Now, Miss Vicki?
Yes.
Aren't you glad you came back when we had a strawberry dessert?
Perfect
a strawberry
time.
shortcake for my favorite strawberry blonde. There you go.
Thank you.
Doesn't that look great?
Oh, delicious.
Wow.
Yes.
That is so pretty. Now, guys, remember, tune in every week. You never know who I'll have here next week. If I have a brunette, I could do a chocolate recipe. Y'all come back every week to Heart of the Home. We'll be here. You be here, too. Website is www.heartofthehomerecipes.com. We've simplified it. Folks, it's been great being with you. Come back every week now. We'll be here and you be here too. Okay. Welcome back to Harris Farm, where tonight we're going to share another Super Bowl recipe that's great for parties. It is called Tex-Mex Casserole, and tonight we're going to tone it down and do it as a low-fat version. This is not done low-fat, but we think this will be a great version and we want to share it with you. The ingredients for the recipe will be a pound of fresh ground turkey, a pound of fresh ground beef. To that, you'll add a pack of taco seasoning mix, and then you'll add any brand of salsa you're comfortable with, and I use medium salsa. And then you will add a pack of, I believe this is 8 ounces of Velveeta light cheese, and then 1 container of sour cream, and we are going to use fat-free sour cream, and I have also done this with fat-free cottage cheese. It just depends on your preference. Some people don't like cottage cheese. So we're going to offer the option of either way, but we're going to do it today with sour cream. And then we're going to we used half of a pack of mozzarella cheese, and I believe it was a 12-ounce pack. So we have about 6 ounces of mozzarella cheese. And we will begin now by adding the taco seasoning to the ground beef. You just add your taco seasoning, stir that in, and then I am going to put this in the casserole dish, and Tori Taylor will be taking over from here, and she's going to help me prepare this. She'll be adding the salsa as I chop the cheese. We have the ground beef and turkey. Tori's added the salsa, and now we're going to add the sour cream. At this time, you would add either cottage cheese or sour cream, so whichever one you'd like to do. I'm going to add the Velveeta, and we've cut it in about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch squares. Now we're going to cover this with the low-fat mozzarella cheese, and then Tori is going to place this in an oven that's 365 degrees, and you cook it for about 20 minutes until it's bubbly, and then serve it with your chips. We're going to bake it quickly, and then we'll be serving and sharing this with you in just a few minutes. Wow, hot out of the oven. Tori, would you please serve our Tex-Mex casserole? We're going to do this as a meal, and remember, this is a good summer meal. And then we're going to serve it as an appetizer or a party treat. Very good. So have it as a meal, have it as a side item, have it as a party favor, but you have learned a new, fast, easy, inexpensive, low-fat recipe. Tori, thanks for stopping by and helping me today. It was a ball, and we'll do it again. We want y'all to stop by Harris Farm every chance you get, and we want you to stop in, enjoy recipes. We're going to have some surprises for you soon. Come in and visit with us, and we'll always be here cooking up something real. Hi, folks. Welcome to Heart of the Home, away from home. At home at Harris Farm, the rooster crows, and I have a saying, good morning, let the stress begin. Today, I'm lucky enough to have 2.5 days off, brought some great friends, some great food. We're gonna do some simple meals that you can prepare part of it ahead of time, bring it with you, and have 3 days of meals, fun, and just a great time for $100. I bought chicken on sale, cooked it ahead of time, and our first meal is going to be chicken and dumplings. Our easy recipe for chicken and dumplings is 5 pre-cooked chicken breasts, save the broth, and then add 2 chicken bouillon cubes to that. And then we're going to have white lily flour and Crisco and Mayfield milk. Probably a pint of milk would be close. And then your salt and pepper to taste. We've got our flour, our Crisco. We're going to make a well, and we are going to work the dough. We have our broth sitting on the stove hot. I've removed the chicken from the broth, and we're going to drop this in tiny pieces into the broth and let it simmer. We're going to add a lot of black pepper because there's something about black pepper and chicken and dumplings that just really works. I've got the dough prepared, and I am going to be pinching off small amounts, just about like this, that we will drop in the broth. Make sure your broth is good and hot to the boiling temperature when you start the process. Make them as tiny as you can because they will swell up. Remember, we're using self-rising flour. It will begin to thicken as it cooks, and about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll start seeing it thicken a little bit. Do not stir your dumplings. Never stir dumplings. You shake them just like this, just to cover the broth, but do not ever stir dumplings because you'll make them fall apart. And we just let these simmer. When they're almost done, we're going to add the chicken back to the broth. As you can see, the dumplings have stayed on top. They're rising. They're not falling apart. Going to add a little bit of butter. We all know how I feel about cooking with butter. And we are going to start to add the chicken. Now, I did 5 chicken breasts. And you add it slowly to not mess up your dumplings. And it will actually go to the bottom. And then it will just blend in. Pick up the wonderful taste of the broth. And in about 15 minutes, we are going to have the quickest, easiest, inexpensive meal 4 friends could ever have. The other ingredients for our quick, easy, inexpensive meal, we have a can of asparagus, and we've added a little butter, 1/4 stick of butter. Lucerne peas, my absolute favorite green vegetable. And to the asparagus, we are going to add some cheese. Now we're going to microwave this for about 3 minutes. And I think when it's ready to come out of the microwave, the chicken and dumplings will be ready. We will have pickled beets, asparagus, English peas, chicken and dumplings. Quick, easy, inexpensive, great traveling winter meal. You will love it. Dinner is served. Easy, inexpensive, and a quick vacation meal. Plan ahead, prepare ahead. Hi folks, I'm Sherry Martin. Tonight on Heart of the Home, my daughter Angela is visiting my new kitchen, and this will be our first time cooking here together. We're going to tell you a secret. We don't know how to operate this new stove, and it took us 30 minutes to figure out how to turn one on, but we're going to prepare a meal. She's prepared this for me many times. It was a good friend's recipe. Absolutely love it, but I didn't know how simple it was. So this week we talked about it, and she said, Mom, I can do that in 3 minutes, so we're going to do it, and you will love this one. And it's a company's coming recipe, or feed it to your family and make it simple. You will love this one. Angela, tell them the ingredients.
The ingredients are, you want boneless chicken breast, you want chopped spinach, frozen packages are fine, cream cheese, you want 2 packages of those, then you want 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, you want 1 beef bouillon cube, some minced garlic, salt and pepper, garlic salt, and a little EVOO. And that's it. You're ready to go.
Well, Angela, we've got the cubed chicken. Let's put it on. Let's cook my chicken up, 5 minutes? And yours will cook 7 minutes maybe?
I take the whole breast and then I cut it in half with just my kitchen scissors. And while I got my chicken going and my EVOO, little garlic, salt and pepper, then I also put my water on the boil, drop my 2 big cubes of frozen chopped spinach in there, I don't usually go by the directions. I just stir it up, and I've also got my beef bouillon cube in there. Stir it until it breaks apart and looks done. It's common sense. Just give it a little stir when the pieces come apart, it's ready to go. Then you've got to drain that spinach really well to get all your water out.
So you use a colander.
Use a colander, press it out with a spoon. Make sure we get it completely dry because we're going to be adding cheese to that. And we don't want a watery mix. We want it real cheesy.
Angela, you got your spinach drained good. That looks great. Now you're going to add the cream cheese.
We're going to add 2 blocks of the cream cheese.
2 blocks of cream cheese. And we're going to add the cheddar cheese. 2 cups of cheddar cheese. We're bringing the spinach and the cheese. We're just warming it up a little bit. Going to dissolve everything together, and then we're going to add this wonderful hot chicken to it. Just work the cheese until everything is melted down. And these flavors together are absolutely incredible. This is simple, and I think it's going to impress people. What
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now what we're doing, we're putting the biggest half of the breast down, and we're just going to pack it with the filling, which is our spinach and cheese. Then we're going to put the small part of the breast on top. We're going to put some more of the spinach and cheese, just a little bit this time. Kind of mash it out. Then we're going to cover it with some shredded.
Wow.
We're going to pop this in the oven, let this cheese melt, and then serve it up.
In the oven for what, 5 to 7 minutes?
Sure.
There you go.
We're going to take our little chicken bites for our family dish. We're just going to slightly drain them off a little bit, and we're going to throw them into our other spinach and cheese mixture.
Oh, it smells so good.
And this is the easy part. We're just going to mix all this together, throw it in a casserole dish.
I am so impressed. This was so simple. It smells delicious. And I know from past experience it tastes delicious. And thanks for sharing this wonderful recipe. It was a simple one, and it was an elegant one. Tune in again next week, Heart of the Home. We'll see you then.
Looking back through all my dreams of yesterday, written in the pages way back when, I'm looking back and all I see for me to say is I wish we could do it all again. You and me, the crazy things we used to do, makes me wonder how we're still around. Some are gone, moved away, or 6 feet in the ground. I'm just waiting round for baby blue. Butterflies go dancing in the rain. They're beautiful, but I can't stand the pain. Remembering the better days and how they blow away. Butterflies go dancing in the rain.
My personal invitation to you to come to Ball Ground. Come to Ball Ground on the 24th. The Guardians of the Jukebox are going to be performing in downtown Ball Ground. There's a little park right off Main Street. Get there early, put your chairs up, spend the day in Ball Ground, go eat, go shop, Go hang out, go walk Calvin Farmer Park. If you're really energetic, you might walk that mile down to Long Swamp Creek on the hiking trail. But if you just want to hang out with us, please come on May the 24th. The Guardians of the Jukebox will be there. We will also be having an open house on a home on Groover Street. It is just beside the tennis courts, close to everything, close to the ball field, close to downtown. You can walk to town. This house is in move-in, brand new condition. It's about 18 months old, and it is absolutely beautiful. It has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and again, located walking distance to downtown Ball Ground. Open house will be that day, and Ball Ground will be open for business, and we want you to come and hang out with us. If you get there about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that gives you plenty of time to get to know the city and then to hang out for the Guardians of the Jukebox. That is the group that rocks Ball Ground, and I mean it rocks it. You will love their music. You will love their great attitude. And again, this is something that it happens every year in Ball Ground, and this is that concert that brings everybody in. So you be one of those folks who comes and joins us, and find a place to park around town. There are all kinds of parking decks, not parking decks, parking lots. You can park down near the City Hall and walk. It's an easy walk. There's so many things to do in Ball Ground, and we want you to come and see us. And May the 24th is the day for that, so please be a part of it. Well, it's that day, you know. I'm hacking, I'm coughing, there's nothing I can do. I'm taking everything known to man, and I just keep hoping it's going to go away. It will soon, I hope. I hope that you are enjoying this spring. I hope that you have not had the allergy problems I have. And I hope that tomorrow we all see some sunshine. But today, no matter what kind of weather we're facing, put a little sunshine in somebody else's life. Pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I was just thinking of you. I'm thinking of y'all, and I'll see you again soon on ETC. And don't forget, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. You will see all the old recipes that we're sharing. You will see all the old shows from the past 20 years. We are putting them on there, and you will see some of yourselves on there, and you'll see some of those folks we've lost who've gone on to be with the Lord, but you'll get to experience them as they sat here with us at ETC for the past 20 years.